Hi everyone, Emma here. Take a look at what I have. So I have to tell you, this idea for these flowers came from my sister Sylvia. And it's so funny because she just started beading and she watches my videos and gets addicted to a certain bracelet and will make a whole bunch. And she even had a group of women from a choir group that her daughter is part of get together at her house, and she actually threw a bead party, and they did the ginkgo mermaid beads bracelet. So that was pretty cool. So she sent me a photograph in an email of these flower bracelets that she's doing, and she put the link to the video where she got it. And I was like, I've seen these, but I've never actually done them. And it's something I've always wanted to do. Let me enlarge this so you can see a little better. Get that in there. So, yeah, so I was so excited. And I was joking with her saying, I feel like you're cheating on me since you went to somebody else to see a bracelet design. It was so funny. So anyway, the idea is I thought I'd do a tutorial that maybe you haven't seen, and using this design idea but take it a step further. And what I've done is I've created this beautiful ring flower, and let me get this one in focus. So I made it to fit me. So that's what we're going to do today. But I had an idea as I was doing these because they were so much fun. And I had the idea of doing what they call wristlets. So for me, the idea is if you don't have enough beads to make the full amount of the bracelet, you could just do 5 sets of these flowers and then add some chain. Or you can do like this, where you add the little diamond pattern all the way around, and then you have this beautiful, you could do this as a bracelet, and then you have a beautiful flower in the middle, and then the rest is there. So but I've been curious about doing these wristlets too, because I've seen them for other designs as well. Like maybe it's really expensive beads and you only have a certain amount, then you can go ahead and still make a bracelet with it. So it's a great way to use up some beads, or maybe you have half a tube of your super duos. So I embellished these a bit by making it look like a flower. So I added the middle of the flower a different color than the super duos, and then I added 50 no's, show you here, 50 no's around that, and this almost looks like a daffodil, where you have the daffodil part that sticks out. And actually I'm going to try and see if I can find some orange beads to do an actual daffodil flower. That would be so cool. So there's this one, and so I did a few things different to this. I added some of the gold, the French wire, and this is like the one that I used was the stuff that I got on from India, and it's like $12 for a huge amount. So really good deal if it's something you use, because getting the ones from the store are super expensive. And I understand the one from the store is silver plated and gold plated. So I do have some of that for special stuff, but you know what? For everyday stuff, there you go. So this is, and I can show you how to do multiple passes through that wire without destroying the wire itself, because I'll show you this one. You can see there's like little pokey spots. I didn't realize when I went through the second time I can't bend my needle around. So I ended up coming out of the wire, then going back in, coming out of the wire, going back in. So I have a trick on how to get it perfectly like that. So and then I added some chain, and I added a extender chain. The extender chain and this clasp is silver plated. And I just mentioned that because, surprise, surprise, I want you guys to let me know what color I should try. And anybody, so first of all, anybody that comments will get a chance to win one of these bracelets. So there's 3 of them. So 2 people will be put in a draw, and one person, whoever I pick their color, will get choice of whichever bracelet. So that's kind of fun. So there's 3 giveaways here, and I'm sure there'll be other little stuff in there. There always is. So let's take a look at this one here is a bit different. So I tried to do like a sunflower. So this is a gold bead, which kind of looks brown. These are 4mm pearls. And then some matte antique, matte brass is the color of the 50 nose. And then I added the green around because I wanted to make it look like a sunflower, like because they have like green petals at the edge of the flower. But I find it takes away from the yellow, so I would probably go with a yellow. Maybe try this again. And then I added some leaves. And that is a super easy technique. So let me know if you have any suggestions, any color preference, something you want to see, or some design. Now I do have a design, and you're probably going, that's what I was going to guess. For a pumpkin. With Halloween coming up, I know it's a little ways away, but I always find I have these great ideas and I don't get them done before people get, before Halloween. So I am going to try and do a pumpkin. I have some orange super duos, and I'm going to do some like green curly Q and tips and stuff, and we'll see if that turns out. So if you have any ideas, let me know. So this one I did, there's the gold, and this again is gold plated and gold plated extender chain. So the measurement of the bracelet is for a 7-inch wrist, but with the extender chain it will fit anybody. And because you have one of these lobster claw and links here, if you have a smaller than 7-inch wrist, you can also do that. So there is the sunflower one, and my most favorite. I don't know, this is pretty good favorite too. I think this would be so pretty for some. I don't know. I say wedding, but I'm sure somebody would want a little more extensive jewelry for a wedding. But it's so pretty, the white. And then this lovely lavender. Oh my gosh, this turned out amazing. And there's the silver chains. So let's put those aside and just remember, giveaway times 3. So if you comment, you get a chance to win. And I'll just move that aside and let's get started on the ring. So let me take it off, and you can see my knuckles are bigger than the width of my finger. So if you're worried about that, what I did was, as I was trying to measure this area here, I just added an extra triangle, and that gave enough to get over. And it's not like super loose, like this is not gonna totally fall every time. You really have to move it to get it going. So, and it feels amazing. It doesn't feel like you have anything on. So we're gonna do gold in this. Oh, isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. I showed it to my wife. She goes, that's great for a 12-year-old. I'm like, no. So you could make it for your grandchildren or for a little person, but I'm gonna wear this whenever I'm out with my wife, and when other people are around, I'm gonna say, "Don't you like my ring? I'm gonna make one for you, Jen." So she's so funny. I have been bugging her to do a start her own YouTube channel. She is a major gearhead, and she knows so much about cars. And the channels for I don't need that many. Ta-da! We should talk about the supplies. I'm so excited to talk to you guys. I'm like, I forget that there's like, I have to do the instructions. So there's, I think it's 10. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So there's 5 and 5. There, so that's all I need. Yeah, so actually, she wants to come on my channel and say hi to you guys and do a message um, for those of you who are interested in cars and those of you whose partners are interested in cars. We are going to be getting a solar car. So I don't need, so this is the 15 gold, and we don't need that many. We need, I think we need 12 of these. So this is great too with the ring. You don't need a lot of stuff. And then I have some 11. These are Toho. The tube says it, but in they don't look Toho to me. So it's possible. Oh yeah, okay, galvanized peach coral. It's not what's in there. So these are, I find this works a little better with a like a Czech rokai bead, and basically all that is a more rounded bead, and you don't need that many of those either. You only need them to go in between. So that's your supplies. Pair of scissors, a needle. Because I'm using 15 seed beads, you will need a thinner needle, so I'm using a size 12. I did for all of these, I used a size 11, and what would happen is these seed beads that I'm using, the 15 they are from AliExpress. So some of the beads are a little smaller than if you bought, say, the Czech beads or the Tohos. So the odd one would get stuck on my 12 needle. So just to let you know. So we're going to start. I have a wingspan of thread, and I'm using dragon thread. You can use any thread you want. I would recommend using the nylon bonded thread. When it's something you're wearing a lot of, unless it's peyote, and peyote can hold up to a little more, so you can use like a cotton thread, like Nymo and stuff like that. So I'm going to pick up an 11 and you're just going to pick up all your super duos. Actually, no, you know what? Let's start with we're going to start with our triangle. You don't have to start with your triangle, but I kind of like to start with the triangle. So you need, I want to say 4, and that one won't go on. Look at that. I don't know what beads these are. Like it could have been a cheap type. So let's try 4 for this. It's 4 or 5. I can't remember. You guys came for instruction, didn't you? It's unusual to start. I think 4 is the number. It's unusual to start with this triangle. That's why it's a bit. So we're going to tie it in a knot like that. And I'm going to tilt my camera because it ends up, I'm like reaching, and then you end up not seeing what I'm doing. So I'm going to tie another knot. And really, you could add more to this end so that you're not doing this kind of stuff, but I'm getting a little cheap with my thread because I'm noticing I'm using so much I need to reorder. It's unfortunate reordering from the States. Sometimes we get dinged for duty and other times we don't. So it's really, so we're going to clip that and leave a little bit of a tail there. That, oh, you can't see that. Sorry about that. So just clip a bit of a tail. Yeah, so we're getting a solar car. which is really an electric car, but it has solar panels on the roof. So I'm going to go through a few beads to hide my knot. That. Pull it through, and looks a bit loose. That's fine, because we're going to add some beads in between each, so that will tighten it up a bit. So pick up 111.0. Coming out of this one, we're going to go into the next one. Let's see if I can get this so you can see what I'm doing here. Like that. So there's your first corner of your triangle. So you're going to do that all the way around. Pick up an 11.0. Coming out of this one, you're going to go into the next one. Like that. So yeah, she wants to, there's a deal that if you use a certain coupon code for the car, she's going to kill me. I don't know what. She told me what to say. I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, it's like you save $200 or something, and it's refundable. So if you decide not to get the car, you get your money back. It's not a big deal. But everybody that does, if she gets, I think, 30 people, she gets a. This is weird. I had to check with her. I think it's you get a free car. That doesn't sound right. I'm like, if it's not beads, I'm not paying attention. This is so bad. Before she gets on, you guys don't tell her, but she'll be talking to me about the car, and I'm like, what color is it? Can I bedazzle it? Oh my gosh, I'm really bad. So there's your first diamond. So now we're going to add our super duos for our flower. So just go from one super duo to 111.0. One super duo, 111.0. And you're going to do that till you have your 10 super duos on there. So I'll just keep talking. And hopefully not make any mistakes. Oh, guess what, folks? I have an unboxing to do from Shipwreck Beads. So I might as well tell you now, there's 3 orders. Yeah, 3 orders coming from Shipwreck Beads. And they're big. So the first 2 were the 40% off. And then the night before the sale ended. No, so the first one was the 40% off. And then I got an email from them saying that they had some items for 65% off. I'm like, you jerks, I just placed a $200 order. Now you tell me. So I'm like, well, I guess I had a bunch of stuff in my cart and I like put them aside in the save pile because I'm like, no, let me streamline this order, right? So I thought, well, I'll go back and I'll get those things that I put aside in the save cart. So I go and do that. I place an order. The night before the sale, the 40% off sale was over, I get an email saying, we really value your um, patronage, whatever, and I better wait to show you what I'm doing. And we're going to give you an extra 10% off. Again, I'm like, what? Why didn't you tell me before? So I got 10% off plus the 5% for the shipping, which I got from on all the orders, an extra 5%, which, I mean, if it was 10%, it would actually cover the full order, but it was only, it only covers half of it, which is fine. So yeah, there's that. So they're all on. This is what they look like. Now we are going to attach it to this diamond. So we're coming out of this part of the diamond. We're going to go into the other side like that and pull it all through like that. So there's a bit I have to say about this part. So now basically what you want to do, we're going to go through it, a few of these beads, and we're going to step up through the super duo, the second hole, and we're going to pull them into the middle. And the reason I'm explaining things before I do it is you might want to, like, this takes a little bit of finesse on how you like to have your flowers sit. So I like my flowers to look 3D. So let me see if I can find a really good one. This one's pretty good here. If you look on the side, your super duos are sticking up. So to get that, because if you don't like pull tight on what we're just going through, they're going to look like this one here is totally flat. You can see the difference. Let me show you between the two. So this one sticks up and this one's flat. So if you like yours flat, which is usually the way they're done, nothing wrong with that. I love when they're popping up. But it's frustrating because you got to get the exact amount of tension here. If you put too much tension on the outer layer, you can't get your super duos together in the middle. So you're kind of playing with it. So just be aware of that. I've kind of figured out where that needs to be, but so you can see I've just put it through the tip of that diamond. So I'm going to go through the next super duo, the next 11-0, and the next super duo like this. You can go through everything again. Get it where you want it, and this is where I'm going to decide how much tension to pull these guys. I am not pulling a lot of tension. I'm just doing it enough so that it's snug. Because here's the other thing you can do is just do it so it's snug, and then after you get your top holes pulled in, you can go back around the bottom layer and tighten it. So there's that. So we are coming out of the bottom of this super duo. We're going to go through, that's what you call stepping up, through the top of that one. Put like that. And now we're going to go through all the top holes. You can do a couple at a time. Go like that. So yeah, back to the shipwreck bead. So I ended up with 3 orders. And just to let you know, as a Canadian ordering from the States, probably a year or 2 ago, I can't remember which, right at the beginning of this channel, I ordered from Shipwrecks, and I got major duty and tax on my shipment. So I never ordered from again, because you're not getting a deal if you're paying, like, I think it may have been like a $200 order and I paid like $70 in duty. So when you're not expecting it, it's a bit of a shock. So this time I thought I'm going to try and see. Now I am going back around a few beads of the super duos at top holes past where we started, and now I'm going to pull it together, and you can see, so they're straight up and down. So I probably tightened too much on the bottom. So let's see if we can kind of massage it out to get them to sit down a bit. And what you can do, because we didn't, when we stepped up right here, when we stepped up, we can actually loosen it in that spot to get it. So let me see if I can get this there. So there, that's better. So I am going to go through a few more just to get that nice and secure like that. And I want to go in the opposite of this diamond come out there because we're going to add our pearl. Did I? Yeah, it's right there. I'm like, oh, I forgot the pearl. Okay. So yeah, with the shipping from shipwrecks, you can ask for United States. You can pick your shipping, the way you ship. So I asked for the United States Postal Service. It came through no problem, no duty, no tax, anything. So that was a little tip for you. I don't know if it'll work in your area. I have a feeling that maybe shipping is taking a lot longer, so the post office is trying to expedite that, so they're avoiding collecting on stuff. I don't know, I'm guessing at that. So I've got my 4mm pearl, if I didn't mention it before, and I'm coming out of the Super Duo that's almost exactly across. So I am going to go through the Super Duo here, and that's going to attach my pearl. In there, like that. And now, it's going to tight. Now I'm going to go through the pearl again and pull it through. And at this point we can tighten because the Super Duos got a bit loose there, so you want to pop them back up and just pull that like that. Okay, so there's the thread that we started with here. I want to go to the opposite side, so it kind of brings that pearl between those two. That. And pull it through. Snug. Now we're going to go through the pearl again, like that. Now we're going to add our 50 no's. This is turning out really nice. Isn't it amazing? I get so excited. Okay, so pick up 5 50 no's. There's 5. Oops. Let me see if my light is in the correct position. There's 5. Okay, so we're coming out of this hole of that pearl. We're going to go to the other side and go through. Let's put that there, like that. We're going to pick up 5 more 50 no's. And I'm coming up to my 9K. So I think for the 9K, I will be giving away some Preciosa pearls. That's awesome. So then we did the second side like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through the side we put on first. So you're going to go up through these 50 O's. Just hold them there a sec like that. And there's 2 more here. These are super tiny. Hopefully you can see them. The screen is actually more magnifying than my eyes. So pick up 1 50 No, and we're going to attach the 2. So we're going to go through all of these 50 No's now. And that 1 that we added will complete the circle. There's 2 more we have to go through, like that. Through there. and pick up one. And that's the last one we're going to add. So we're going to go through the other side, and that will complete the circle. That. Now there's an option to this. You can actually go down through your super dough to pull this circle of 50 nose down. I don't do it. Sometimes if I find they're popping up too much, I will do it on either side, but I think they're fine. So let's just go through like that. And we need to go through the pearl now and go over to our top bead. So that will inevitably pull it and hold it down like that. So let me go through one more here, one or two more. We'll go through two like that. Just kind of get them in a nice little circle there. That. Okay, so now what we want to do is we're going to start our diamond pattern directly across from the other one. So we need to be coming out of this bead here. So to do that, we are going to go down through this super duo. Let me grab it here. Make sure I got the, yeah. Go down through this super duo and through the next one. That. So just to explain what I'm doing here is I want to be coming out of the top when I step up. So actually, you know what? I'm going to pull that out. I don't like it going through there. I want it to go through the pearl. It looks too, like you can see too much of your thread and it's pulling it to one side. So let's go back, step back here. Okay. So I'm going to go through. Actually, I'm going to go around to the bottom. So this kind of stuff is a bit finicky in the sense it's up to you how you want to proceed, but this is the way to do it if you don't want to see your threads. Let me go through this next 15. Okay, so now I'm going to go through the pearl. Like that. And come out the other side. There. So you can't see, you barely see the thread. And what that'll do too is it will hold your circle of 50 nose down. So now we can go through. I'm going to go through two super duos. Because when I step up the next super duo, it's going to go over to that bead that I want to be in. Then I apologize if that's a little confusing. So you're coming out of this super duo. You're going to go in through this super duo and through that 11-0. Like that. And it's double check, so I need to be one over. So that's fine because now our thread's in the right spot. So go through the super duo and through the 11-0 like that. Okay, double check. You're in the right spot. Now we're going to do our diamonds, and this is super easy. You will find once you get the hang of doing your diamonds, I find it really addictive. I really like doing them. I don't know what it is. It's like I don't know, I feel like you have a circle and all of a sudden you have this perfect diamond. It's I could do bracelets with just diamonds. I enjoy it so much. Okay, so you're coming out of that bead here. You're gonna pick up 4 11-Os and you're gonna go into the opposite side. And if you know how to do this part, then by all means just skip and don't forget to comment so you get a chance to win. So there's the first one, and then add 1 11-O for your second part to this, like that. Then pick up an 11-O, go through the next one. And you can turn these into earrings too. And then after seeing how amazing the gold looks, I think these need to be earrings. So then go through the next one. That. So there's your next diamond. Now what we want to do is go all the way around till you get to this, till you get to this one, and you're going to add your next diamond. And you're going to continue that. I will count how many I have on my ring. I have pretty tiny fingers, so you definitely want to measure it to your own, but just to give you a starting point. I'm just making my way around. I'm not tight. Make sure everything's where I want it. And you can go back into the flower now. You can go through the bottom and tighten it if you want it to really pop. Because now that your top super duos are attached, you don't have to worry. There. Going through. Pick up 4 11-Os. Like that. Coming out of that side, we're going to go into the opposite side. Pull through. That. And when you're doing this, just as like a tip, when I started doing this, I was a little confused. A lot of the videos that I saw didn't have any like voice audio. It was just music. So I didn't quite, sometimes I don't quite understand. So I've added my 4 beads. You always go through the first one when you're doing your diamond. So just so you know, so you're coming out of that bead. It doesn't matter if it's loose because we're going to tighten it as soon as we get through here. And I'm trying to do this so you can see. Oh, and I keep moving over. Sorry about that. I don't know why I'm doing that. Okay. That. There. Okay. Now pick up an 11-O. And I'm going to turn this. It might be easier doing it from this side. So we're coming out of here. We're going to go into this one here. Like that. And let me get my fingers out of the way. Pull it tight. Pick up 1 11-O. Coming out of here, go into the next one. That. Pick up 1 11-O and go in to the next one. And you can go through the following one. Like that. Make sure your thread's not tangled. And there's your second triangle. So I'll keep doing that for a few. Let me count how many I have on this one. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So it's not too bad. Okay, so let's go through. So yeah, you're gonna get so I don't know if I mentioned this. Jen and I are gonna do a video together. I know a lot of people have been wonderful and sending good wishes to both of us and hello to Jen and stuff. So she's really it's not that she's shy per se, but she doesn't like to have her picture taken and she doesn't like her voice, and so there's no way she was going to be on a video. And I have to tell you, she totally does not watch my videos, which I think is hilarious. But you know what? It's a good thing she doesn't, because she would know how much money I'm spending. So there's that. I don't take any offense to the fact that she's not watching my videos. Oh, I got a knot in my thread here. Yeah. So if you're wondering, when you fold over your thread and you put a lot through, now I do that for the video because it's a lot for you guys to watch me pull the thread through. So I tend to fold it over almost in half. Well, once it starts getting close to the end, there's it will not. And look at that, I'm through this. And one more. So yeah, so we're gonna do a video to talk. She wants to talk about that coupon. You know me, I'm all about coupons. Coupons. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Ron Smith comedy. You could probably do a search on YouTube and it's there. He does a thing, I think he's talking about going to some festival where there's a beer garden and you have to wait, beer tent, you have to wait in line for the, and somebody says for the beer, and somebody says you don't have you need a beer coupon, so you got to buy a beer coupon before and then go stand in line. So he's joking about it. So by the end, he's saying coupons. I need me a coupon to get me a beer. We have not stopped saying. We probably watched that like 10 years ago. We have not stopped saying coupons. We're at the store. We're talking about coupons because that's the way he describes it. Yeah. So I'm feeling, it's funny. I'm feeling better in the sense with my mood. I'm just looking at this one. It doesn't look. No, it's just the way it was sitting. Not sure. You know what I think it is? I'm feeling better mood-wise because I don't have a whole lot of doctor's appointments. So now I did have blood work this week and a dental appointment because I chipped one of my teeth, and man, she did such an amazing job. When she was done, she handed me the mirror and said, "What do you think?" And I'm like, I cannot see where you fixed. I can't even, like, I can't remember which tooth it is that you fixed. So I said to her, I said, you must get bored of doing like really kind of non-medical stuff, right? She's like, no, I really enjoy it. Because my chip was pretty small. It was one in my lower front teeth. But it was enough that I was concerned. It was scratching my tongue, and I was worried that it would just continue to chip away and I'd lose that tooth. So she did a great job. But yeah, so I haven't had, it's kind of nice like to wake up in the morning and think, yeah, what will I do today? Oh, let me see. Beading. Um, yeah, or go for a bike ride. I'm too early with the beads there. So, and it cheers you up. It's getting bead orders. Oh, I have to tell you guys. So I get the order, and it's in a small box, right? But she said, "What is that? Friend mail?" It's got like a. She hasn't figured it out, or she probably doesn't care to look at the label. But you can tell when it comes from a business, and when it's friend mail. Well, first of all, one's printed and one's handwritten, right? So anyway, she goes, "Is it friend mail?" I said, "No, it was an order." She goes, "I thought we were done placing orders." Notice how she says we? She talks like a parent. She has all these tricks she uses to make you nervous as a parent, right? And she's got two grown sons. So she'll lower her voice, she'll raise her eyebrow, or she'll say, "When you have a minute, I'd like to sit down and talk to you about something." Like, what I do? What I do, mommy? She's like, "No, no, we need to sit down and talk about it." I was like, ah, ah. So we were going for a walk, and I had just grabbed it from the super box. And she's like, "Yeah, so I thought we stopped ordering." I said, "Well, I lied." Let me, disclaimer, I lied. I said, "Well, they had a sale. I can't help myself when it's like 75% off." Like, please don't look up the sales. Oh gosh. So yeah. But what I was gonna say is I feel emotionally, I feel kind of relaxed of not all these friggin' doctor's appointments. I do have some stuff outstanding, and I'm waiting for referrals to specialists and whatnot. But in the meantime, like, this is a big thing that's off my plate. So kind of, I said to Jen this week, it's kind of nice not having all these doctor's appointments. So it's gotten so bad with the doctor's appointments that, like, the night before the appointment, I start getting like severe anxiety. I'm worried about what to say and what information to give, and because depending if I need certain referral or treatment, you have to give them the right information. Otherwise, they're like, "Yeah, that's fine. We'll just keep an eye on it," right? So, so let me count how much we have here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Two more. I do have a appointment with my family doctor next week, but it's to update her on my cancer treatment. So by then she'll have received a report from the oncologist. But yeah, she was concerned that she was going to have to do the follow up, and she didn't know what the follow up was. So she asked me to ask the oncologist to make sure to give a written follow up care plan. So that's what she wanted to talk to me about. So as it turned out, both myself and Jen, we never did see the oncologist. So the nurse that saw us, we double teamed her, and she came back. She went and called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No problem. Normally what they do is they discharge you to your family doctor." But to that point, I hadn't seen anybody on the cancer team after my treatment. So I guess she decided. She said, "Yeah, I'll take your case on, and we will investigate the other breast, because I had issues with the other breast, and there was stuff that came up on the mammogram, and then they're saying one mammogram said there was stuff that needed to be investigated, and then the next one said everything was clear. And my wife said to the nurse, how is it that you get one of concern and the next one says nothing? So she said, yeah, no problem. The doctor's gonna look at that. So yeah, so having said all that, I am feeling super tired. Last night I went to bed at 8 o'clock and got up at noon today. So definitely getting some exhaustion. And going to bed at 8 o'clock last night, I could barely stay awake. We were trying to watch some TV and just wasn't happening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And let me 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Let me check it on my finger. That around. So I think I could probably get it to fit. It's pretty skinny, my finger, but I want it to be able to go over the knuckle. So we'll add one more. And actually this is good because the final one, we actually have to connect it to the bottom one. So let's get ready in the position that we need it. Through here. Like that. Okay. So if you think one of these has a top and a bottom, and then the side pieces. So what we want to do, we're going to have our top and our bottom. So we need our middle pieces. So we are going to add these corner beads. So we need 2 here, then attach. And then 2 here and attach. And then we're going to go through and add the corner beads so they stick out. So let's pick up 2 11-ohs and go through the tip here, like that, and pick up 2 11-ohs, then go through the tip of this diamond here, like that. Pull this together, like that. Okay, we're going to go through the first one that we added on, like that. Pull it a bit tight there. Then pick up an 11-oh, go through the next 11-oh, like that. And then I'm just flipping it a little easier to go through. Go through your corner one here. Pull that tight. Go through the next 11-oh, like that. And then add our final 11-oh. Okay. Go through this one, and I'm going to go through the next one. Like that. Pull it tight. Okay. Now we are going to go up and we're going to go and tighten this. I don't know why I keep moving. Maybe if I move my mat, I'll get the picture here. So go through that. Then go through these guys. Go all the way on the other side. like that. Nice and tight. Now we're going to crisscross this way and go through. Let's go through this one separately, like that. Okay. Now I'm going to go through this bead here in the super duo. Okay. And then we're going to go through all the outside super duos and the seed beads to tighten that. Because you see it's like popped up on this side and down on this side. Once we tighten it, it will even out. So go through as many as you can get through with your nicely bent needle. Oops. Squeeze these out like that. Go through super duo, 11-0. Go all the way around. And you don't have to tighten it as you go. You can tighten it at the end. This one might be a little harder to get through here because of the diamond there. So you can see it's starting to take shape. And you can tighten the top one too. This is really pretty. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I will not get this one off my finger. The pink one was extraordinary. This one is unbelievable. I'll have to do a silver one for Jen. See if she'll wear it. I got you a ring for a 12-year-old. So these are a great idea. So if you do sales, like at rummage sales or craft sales, and we have a lot of craft sales coming up here in Nova Scotia. There's a lot of craft market type stuff. So let me see if I can get this nice and where I want it. Okay, so now you just want to, let me bring it out a bit and then we'll tie it off. Because I think it's fine the way it is. I'm not going to do the top. So you can see it's coming out of this seed bead. I'm going to grab the thread that's around the super duo, like the thread that's going through the super duo. And just be careful when I wrap it twice around my needle and pull it down into the space in between those two beads. Sometimes if you're not down there, it will jump and go across a bead and then your thread is visible. So I pulled it tight. Now I'm just going to pull that into the next couple of beads and we're done. There. There. Okay, let's cut that off. Just make sure I don't cut anything else. I've done that so many times. I'm sure you have as well. That's when you go, so there is this beautiful, and there's the other one. So this one looks bigger, and that's because it's pretty flat. I mean, it is still rounded, but take a look at this one, how more rounded it is. The other side's not quite as rounded. I'm sure if I went ahead and went through the top hole, it would even out. So let's see. Look at how easy that goes on. Oh my gosh, that's pretty. Wow. There you go. Isn't this amazing? I don't know. Then we'll have to do two. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. So thank you so much for joining me, and don't forget to comment. Let me know what color you think I should do, or if you have any suggestions for flower designs or other designs. And you get a chance, if I pick your color or design idea, you'll get a chance to win one of these. You could pick which bracelet you want, and I will also, anybody that comments with a suggestion, you'll get a chance at a drawing for the other two bracelets. So there you go. Take care, everybody, and thanks for joining me. Bye.